Welcome back to part 2 of this tutorial with this A7 tablet. We've removed the screen in the previous tutorial and now we're going to check the charge port. So without further ado, let's get stuck into this. Okay, so the very first thing I had to do is remove, I've already taken out several screws, but on this plate here where the charge port is, I've already taken out most of the screws, so there's only two more screws remaining. I'll just drop those out. Put the Okay, so just take the rest of those screws out there. Now all we have to do is one more screw there. Now all we have to do is carefully lift this plate up. One more screw, another one. So take that one out. Now we should be right this time. So there we have the charge port. Now, is it the charge port? Is it the motherboard? Is it the battery? So I've got this meter here. Just got my phone on charge. You can see that's 1.2 amp. Now, when I plug my charger in, we're getting 0 amps in both directions. 0, 0, 0. Then now we'll change the port and just see whether that's going to change there. So it's a case of carefully taking that out. Like so. See what we got now. We got, not sure if you can see that, it's trying to fluctuate here. We got 0.6 for a second. And then nothing. Point 6, 0.7. So 0.6 is looking not too bad. 0.6. Change the cable around to a 0.6, so that's looking okay. It's looking like it's getting charge into it. So what I'm going to do, I'll quickly plug my screen back in. And just zoom this camera out a little bit. And just zoom this camera out here a little bit. Okay. Now, here's my screen that I removed last time. And I'm just going to put under there just so any adhesive doesn't stick back on there. Now, see what we got. Zero in one direction, 1 amp coming off. So I say my cable is a bit sus. So we'll just grab another cable here. So we're now taking charge. I find my cables wear fairly quickly because I'm using them every day, that many times in and out on people's phones that are dirty and damaged. So I hope you can see that we've got a 0.6 amp in that direction, and it's charging, showing charge. There you go. And now I'm going to turn it around, make sure it's charging both directions. And we've still got 0.6, so that's working. Now we're up to 1.8. A lot of these circuitries, what you'll find is the battery's dead flat. When you initially plug it in, it goes through like a trickle charge. So you might find it'll be 0.5, 0.6 of an amp, and then once it gets that little bit of a trickle charge in, it'll kick into its full quota. So that's 1.8. So that's now taking full charge. So 0%, but that'll come up to 1% in a minute. So that's looking fixed. Okay, so that's going to be fixed. So we'll put the charge port completely in. Get rid of this. So that's all you need to do to change the charge port in an A7 tablet. The hardest part is getting the screen out in one piece. So if you watch part 1 of the tutorial, it'll show you how I got the screen out without damaging the screen. So what I'll do now, I'll just finish putting these screws back in here, and then I'll show you how we're going to put the screen back in. Rightio, so what I've got to do now, I've got to clean this base up. So what I'm using is Shellite. You can use Shellite, you can use alcohol. Pretty important you get it as clean as you can. Nice and flat. Just get all the old adhesive off there. You could put your shallite into a, one of these squeezy bottles, but I've got alcohol. You can use alcohol or shallite, but I've always had shallite in these for many years, so that's what I got used to. Back in a second. Dave, Castle Smartphones, Dave speaking.
Hi Dave, my name's Annie. I've just been given your card by the Tower IT Computer Place.
Yep.
I'm just looking, I've got a Samsung tablet and I think it's died on me, but I'm assuming it's because the battery's gone.
It's either the battery or the port, the charge port.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to know firstly we need to know what model it is, because some are easy to do and some aren't. Some you've got to pull the screen out. I'm actually doing a YouTube video now on an A7, so some are difficult. Some you've got to pull the screen out. Some are not worth repairing. Some are. So I just definitely need the model number, and then I can.
I can't remember what the model number is.
Yeah. So what you can do, send me a text with the model number, and I'll tell you exactly what we can do to fix that. Okay.
How do I get the model number? I don't know.
The model number should be usually written on the back of it. Normally SMT, or you'll need to find it. Send me a couple of pictures of the tablet.
It's SMT 580.
580. 580. 580. Hang on a second. Got a database here on my PC. I'm not sure if we've got a 580 now. Let's have a look. Uh, 830, and part of tablet, and part of field, 580. Okay, 580, SMT 580, 2016. Uses a micro USB, soldered to the subboard. Can be replaced without screen removal. PCB comes off, port is main board. Port is on the actual main board. Port is on the main board. Easily replace soldered in stock. Originally also did from Samsung's touchscreen with frame aftermarket. Replace screen, my plastic frame out is no good. Yeah, so I can replace the port. It may be the port, it may be the battery. 580. I'd say I probably should have those in stock. To replace the port's around about $90. If it's a battery, it'd probably be a little bit less than that. And if it's a motherboard, it wouldn't be repairable at all.
I don't think it's a motherboard because and I thought it might have been the port because the plug wouldn't go in properly.
Okay, it'll be the port, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be the port. Yeah, whereabouts you located?
Well, so I'm in Creswick, but I'm in Ballarat today. That's.
Okay. It's a fairly big job. What you could probably do, I could
drop it off and then pick it up another day.
Yeah. What you could probably, it's funny, I was going to Creswick and then a lady turned around and said, no, we're in Ballarat now, Newington, so I've got to go to 12:45. You can drop it into I've got a workshop at home. So I had a shop for 35 years. Now I'm fully mobile, but I've got a fully equipped workshop at home. That's what I'm doing a YouTube video on now. So what you could probably do is, you want to drop it off to 7 Leslie Court. Just put it at the front door and just text me your name and details.
Yeah. And
I'll get it done. I'll get it done within the next 24 hours. How's that?
All right, lovely. Where's Leslie Court?
7 Leslie Court runs off Bell Tower Avenue, so basically straight through the Arch of Victory, straight up Stir Street.
Oh, okay.
And we're just off the Stir Street, only about 300 metres off the Stir Street. 7 Leslie Court, yep.
All right.
And I have got those ports in stock. Okay, I've done a few, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
I'll drop it off now then.
Yeah. It's just my van's I would have come and grabbed it off you, but my van's actually blocked out until 12:45. So yeah, just put it at the door because I'll be here, and as soon as I see it, send me a text. I'll come and grab it. Okay.
Okay, lovely.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Bye. rightio. I was rudely interrupted there. Well, normally. Okay, so what we're going to do is make sure all this base is all clean. Just got to watch that light sensor there and the camera. Okay, be careful around there. Take your time. That's the problem with a lot of these tablets. You've got to have a lot of patience with them because they're pretty time consuming. Okay. That's our base all cleaned up. It's our base all cleaned up. Now, just got a little bit of one there. Just going to put a little bit of alcohol on some paper here, and I'm not going to hit it in there. I don't want to get you inside the screen there, okay? You've got to have it pretty clean. You don't want any little lumpy bits. Otherwise, it's not going to sit flat. It's not a good job. So you've got to have it. Got to get most of this off. You see there, like a lumpy bit there, so make sure you've got to have the screen flat on flat. You can't have bits under it. Okay, that's our screen done. Pretty happy with it. Now, what I'm going to do okay, just going to use some of this 3M adhesive. So I've got this narrow here. We can go wide. There's no reason why we can't go wide. Down this edge. The wider the adhesive, the better the adhesion, okay? You don't want little thin stuff. It's just going to lift up. And along the top we've also got, we can go wide up until this sensor. So you're going to stop short of that sensor. Just checking the camera, make sure yep, you can still see what I'm doing. You want to get technical, we can cut a little V out. Okay, if you want to get really yeah, I'm undecided what I'm going to do with this bottom edge. It's pretty damn thin. I don't like using really thin adhesive because it just lifts up. So, but I want to get the screen out again later on if I have to. So, I'm going to go thin. Then I'm going to run a bead of T7000 down through here, or B7000, which is a better grade. Okay, so what we're going to do, what I normally do is test the screen again, make sure nothing's happened to it while we've been working on it. So what we'll do, we can plug it carefully with these FPCs, just got to locate, then press. Just going to take a picture of this from my database. Okay, so just going to make sure the paint's come off. The paint has come off one edge there, just where I've cleaned it. So I just texture that in. Fixed. Okay. So we're still working. Yeah, we've got an issue there. So I just simply unplug my charger and reverse it around. Okay, so this was a bit of a weird one because I tried different chords and it would work, and then it wouldn't work, then it would work in one direction and not the other. Brand new port, faulty. I've looked under the microscope and it's got dry joints. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reflow this port, brand new port, and then put it back in. So I'm going to reflow it, then I'll come back after I've reflowed it, and then we're right to go again. So back after I reflow it. Okay, we're back again. I've resoldered the port. So just because you've got a new port, you've got to be careful. You could diagnose this as having another problem, motherboard problem, when it's a port. So just because you've got a brand new port doesn't mean you've got a working port. So next time I do one of these, I'll check under the microscope. Oops, that's the wrong size. Check under the microscope first before I fit it. I knew there was something funny going on there. I thought it was my cable, but then it being the port. So happy with it now. We should have a better outcome this time. Okay, now get my original cable that I had. What have I done with it? Now, bang, 1.6, straight off the cuff. Drops to 0.6, 0, and then she's backed up to 1.8. So now turn the cable around, hit 0.6. Up to 1.8. Done. So now we've fixed that problem with our brand new port. Okay, that's working, which is good. So what I'm doing now, we know that's working. I'm going to remove the adhesive. Now I'm a little bit worried about this corner being so damn thin and adhesive, so just kneading the adhesive just to make sure it's mixing up, because it tends to separate. So just along this edge here of adhesive. The phone rings just when you're always doing something. There you go. Okay, so just going to put this on charge, and when she comes up, so it starts off at 0.6 and then jumps up to 1.8. Okay, turn it on charge and then test it, and she's right to go. Okay, so that's how we done the A7, removed the screen because we wanted to keep the screen and replace the charge port. You can see how you can get yourself in a little bit of difficulty, because when you're not thinking clearly, like you're putting a new charge port in and you're working away and you're plugging it in, it works, and then all of a sudden it stops working. What's going on? Is it motherboard? What's going on? Is it my cables? So we tried two cables, tried a new cable, and it was the same problem. Sometimes it would charge in one direction and not the other, and then it would stop. So it ended up being the actual, the original port was faulty, but the new port was also faulty. So the new port, I had to resolder the points and then put it in, and then now it's working in both directions. So just got to be careful, because sometimes just because you've got a new port, you put it in and you had the same fault, doesn't mean, you know, it wasn't the port. So you can get caught. So this is all charging 1.8 amp, and it's only a matter of time. That's going to come up to 0%. They will come up because it hasn't been charged for quite a while. So it's 0%, but that will come up. And so yeah, what I'll do is, after this is all, the 7000 heave is dried, I'll just rub my finger on there and just take that little edge off. So just on that thin edge there, I've got double the adhesive. Okay. But that's it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and have a great day. Thank you.